So guys, as you know, Nintendo are potentially releasing a new Nintendo Switch later this year or early next year, and I'm excited. Hopefully you are too. But we've finally got some rumors now talking about the performance of this new Nintendo Switch and how it stacks up compared to the Steam Deck, the PS5, the Xbox Series S, the original Nintendo Switch, and we're going to take a look at that in this video. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon down below for more Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, gaming and tech content on your YouTube homepage every day. I'm Blaze2K. Please join the Blaze2K army. Click or tickle that little subscribe and bell icon, okay? So let's get into it, guys. Let's go. So this article comes courtesy of GameRanks, okay? So rumor Nintendo Switch 2 leapfrogs to 5nm chip, better than the Steam Deck and possibly equal to the Xbox Series S. I wouldn't say so, but we'll see. So it would be a break to convention they've had for nearly 20 years, but Nintendo was always about taking risks. There's an incredible new rumor right now about the power of Nintendo's successor to the Switch, and while we'll wait to discuss we'll discuss the possibilities, we'll also talk about the reasons not to jump to conclusions wholesale. Now, there's a Twitter account named Connor who uses the handle OriXDA. Connor posts a lot about Samsung and mobile and isn't really into Nintendo or gaming focused content. Connor also doesn't seem to be that fluent in English. However, Connor tweeted this out yesterday. Now, this is the important part, okay? We're going to be learning some interesting things here about the new Switch. So, another NVIDIA Tegra for the Switch will be manufactured from 5LPP. So, yes, it's going to be using the same NVIDIA Tegra architecture that we had in the original Switch. And it makes sense for Nintendo because that way they can sort of maintain some level of backwards compatibility, although we've seen reports that have came out and said that not all Nintendo Switch games will work perfectly on the new Switch. It's something they're going to have to like add compatibility to over time, right? But we're going to see some level of backwards compatibility from the new Switch, so that's good news. I will keep uploading this info on Twitter as soon as I can. What Connor's claiming here is that the main CPU or SoC for the Nintendo Switch, which is still supposedly an NVIDIA Tegra chip, is a 5LPP node. 5LPP is a node that can only be manufactured by Samsung in their own foundry. So basically, it runs on a Basically, they're going to be releasing a 5nm process for the EPU, which is basically a condensed, smaller version of what before could only been possible on 8nm, right? So they basically shrunk down the same power into a smaller chipset, and with that comes better battery optimization, less power draw, more efficiency. So that's a really good deal, big deal. And obviously Samsung are the only one that can make that right now. So Zombie on Family Boards explained why 5LPP node is such a big deal. The 5LPP node, a Samsung node rumor from 5 hours ago found on the last page, offers a 50% power consumption reduction over 8nm found in Orin, which was the last generation of the the Nintendo Switch. And these clocks, this is where it's interesting. There were clocks found in the NVIDIA Hack NVN API, a DLSS test using Ampere GPU. It had 3 clocks, so these are the clocks we might be seeing for the new Nintendo Switch, right? In portable mode, we're looking at 660 millihertz, 4.3 watts power draw, 1.125 gigahertz, 9.2 watt power draw, and 1.38 gigahertz at 12 watts power draw. And he says, I believe these are 3 separate tests for 3 separate modes: handheld, docked, and stress test. Now, this is quite a jump, right? 660 millihertz, 4.3 watts in handheld mode, 1.125 gigahertz, 9.2 watts in docked mode, and 1.38 gigahertz, 12 watts during the stress test. Now, let's keep in mind, and let's compare that to other systems. The Steam Deck that I have here uses, ignore the smudges, jeez. The Steam Deck that I've got here uses around 15 watts, whether it's docked or portable mode. 15 watts of power this thing consumes, for the GPU and stuff, and the EPU basically, not including the screen and everything, but it uses about 15 watts on average most of the time. So the Nintendo Switch running at 4.3 watts in dock mode, in portable mode, that's quite a little bit less, right? But back to the article. So we're looking at like 4.3 watt power draw, portable mode, docked mode 9.2, still a good bit less than the Steam Deck, and 12 watts when it's been stressed. Now, maybe that's whether you're recording gameplay or streaming at the same time, God knows. But they're basically saying the handheld mode would offer 2 teraflops. Now, I'm not sure where they're getting that number. 2 teraflops. That is more than the Steam Deck in handheld mode. and DLSS. Dock mode would offer 3.456 teraflops, same tier as the Xbox Series X and DLSS. So just for your knowledge, so you know, the Series S, I believe, is around 4 teraflops. The PS5 is around 10.5 teraflops, and the Xbox Series X is around 12 teraflops. And we'll take a look at that here. So this is from The Verge, all right, where it compares the Valve Steam Deck alongside a lot of the new next-gen consoles. So obviously the Valve Steam Deck tops out at like 1.6 teraflops. The Xbox Series X, 12.15 teraflops, Xbox Series S 4 teraflops, and PS5 at 10.28 teraflops. Now, if you go back and look at like the PS4 and the Xbox One, they are very in line with the Valve Steam Deck, around 1 to 2 teraflops. So the Valve Steam Deck is basically very similar to a Xbox One or a PS4 Pro. Probably more closer to a PS4 Pro. And I believe the current Nintendo Switch is around 500 or 0.5 teraflops. Okay, so the current Nintendo Switch docked mode is 0.5 teraflops. When you're playing it in handheld mode, it's 0.393 teraflops. The Xbox One is 1.3 teraflops, Xbox One S 1.4 teraflops, the Valve Steam Deck is around 1.6 teraflops, PlayStation 4 1.8 teraflops, and the Xbox Series S is around 4 teraflops. So basically, this new Nintendo Switch in dock mode is going to be 3.4 teraflops, potentially twice as powerful graphically than the Steam Deck. And in handheld mode, it's just a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck, but at less power draw for some reason. You know, they're saying it's going to max out at 12 watts when it's been stressed, and it's going to be maxing out at around 4.3 watts in portable mode. 4.3 watts in portable mode for better graphics performance than the Steam Deck, which runs at 15 watts in portable mode. It just boggles my mind. This must be one hell of an NVIDIA Tegra GPU, or APU, I should say. So there we go. Thanks to Thactor's digging, OLED model seems to have been designed to output 4K image, possibly via upscaling, non-Tetris core accelerated. This remains unrealized, but we know that GP clock for Miracle goes as high as 1.2 millihertz, offering 648 G-flops compared to OG's 393 G-flops. The CPU was also similar enabled for higher clocks short of 2 GHz. This is likely the cancelled Switch Pro model that Digital Foundry mentioned. It makes sense why OLED model is so different, even though the internal specs remain the same. So let me know what you think of those specs. So basically, we're looking at potentially 3.4 teraflops of performance out the Nintendo Switch, the new Nintendo Switch, when it's docked. 3.4 teraflops. The Xbox Series S is around 4 teraflops. So that's very close to Xbox Series S performance, which, as you know, runs games at 1440p at 60 FPS, at least a lot of the Xbox optimized games, which is nuts. And for something that maxes out around 12 watts when it's docked, insane. So these are just rumors right now, but they're very legit sounding rumors. So obviously this chipset, this new NVIDIA Tegra processor on the 5nm process, is going to be potentially very powerful at low power consumption, and probably being on 5nm is probably the reason for that, right? You're compressing same power on the larger chip down to a much smaller chip process, which is insane that they can do that, first of all. And obviously Samsung is going to be potentially manufacturing this thing, and this thing's going to be going into production in the next couple of months, later this year. So if the new Nintendo Switch is almost twice as powerful as the Steam Deck, when docked of course, and a little bit more powerful when in handheld mode, and uses a lot less battery power and lasts longer, where does that leave the Steam Deck? Is the ball going to be in Steam Deck's core then? Are Valve going to have to release a new, more powerful Steam Deck? Because I could see a lot of people not being as interested in the Steam Deck if a new Switch comes out that absolutely demolishes the Steam Deck in terms of 60 FPS gameplay with high graphics fidelity, right? Hell, 1440p gameplay when docked potentially, right? Or they might even push 4K. They might give us 4K games, you know, on less demanding games. Who knows? But it's very interesting, and at less power, you know, more battery life. If Nintendo pulls this off, it'll be amazing. Anyways, guys, let me know, are you interested in a new Nintendo Switch? Are you happy with the Steam Deck? Are you happy with your Nintendo Switch that you have now? Let me know down below. When When do you want it to come out? Do you want it to come out before Christmas? Let me know in the comments, guys. I'm as curious as you are about what everyone thinks. I'm curious about what everyone else thinks, including you. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. And please like, subscribe, click the bell icon down below. If you want to help out and support the channel, please join the Blaze Clan. Anyways, guys, take care. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.